Hey crafters, welcome to the DM's Craft. I haven't done a DM's Craft in a while because I've been concentrating on Tilescapes, and DM's Craft is kind of a catch-all for all my other crafts. But I have a great craft to show you. Not since the purple worm have I had a monster that is this cool. I am going to show you how to make a demonic, bloated, disgusting Helltoad. This thing is giant compared to miniatures. It's huge, disgusting, and it's awful. And I am going to show you how to make it. And it's really a lot easier than it looks. It just has a lot of steps. And so what I'm going to have to do is do two videos. So for this video, I'm going to get started, but I want to give you a look at the Helltoad first, so you get a taste of what you're going to be making and bringing to your table. So let's hit the table. I'll show you what that beastie looks like, and then we'll start making the demonic, bloated Helltoad. All right, crafters, we got a lot of steps to this one, but it's really cool. So I've got this newspaper. I've wet it and squeezed it out, squeezed the excess water out. And I'm going to put some glue on there and just bunch it up into a ball there. And now I'm going to cover it with paper towel, wet that. You can see the glue kind of soaking through. And just kind of get it into the rough shape I want. Okay, and I'm going to add some watered down glue, 50-50 water. So it's 50 glue, 50 water, and I'll start adding some toilet paper on top of that so I can get a better shape, a more refined shape that I want. So let's keep applying those, adding the glue. So I'm kind of going for a really bulbous look with kind of taper at the end, okay? And that'll be kind of the face, the head. So now I've got my model magic here, and I love this stuff because it's really light. And it's really easy to work with. So I'm just going to use these beads I got and push those in for eyes. And I'm kind of doing the eye sockets there. And you don't have to be a sculpting master, all right? I'm just doing basic shapes. Kind of funny, a little frown there. And just keep adding the model magic. I'm just using very basic sculpting tools. Just add some details there. Just really much easier than it looks. We're starting to form the face now. And I'm not trying to make a perfectly formed face into the whole, thing. I'm gonna blend it in with hot glue, right? So I don't have to have it totally perfect. The edges, like blending in totally perfect. There I'm doing some detail on the mouth, just kind of like crinkles in the lips. And then some folds around the eyes. So it's really starting to come together. And this, like I say, this clay is super easy to use. And I really like it because it's light, right? Now I'm going to kind of do a nose here, kind of an upturned nose. Have a little bit of fun with it. This is kind of a horrific thing, but a little bit comical too, so it's want to have fun with it. All right, cool. So now I'm going to poke some holes in here because I'm going to have some spines coming out above the eyes. So that'll be really cool. I'm kind of going around each hole. So it looks like something's popping out when I put the spines in. And I'm going to do some spines, or actually I'm going to do some tentacles on the bottom near the mouth, so I'm doing some holes for those. Okay, there we go. We'll let that dry. Now I have got a paper towel, and I'm going to fold it up. And I'm going to put some of my construction sand on here, and you're maybe wondering why I'm doing this.
But I'm doing this because I want to have some weight to this beastie, right? This will give a nice little weight to it. So I'm going to saturate that with my watered down glue. I kind of bunch that up into almost like a biscuit shape. And now that that's dry, I'm going to add that to the Helltoad, but I'm going to put it in the bottom. So I'm going to kind of do a rough area where it's going to go, and then I'll punch into it with the X-Acto and then pull some out, and just pull enough paper out so that I can put that in and it'll replace that section of the body, right? All right, cool. So just pop it in there, and that gives it a really nice weight and keeps it seated. I really like that. Now I'll just cover it up with some hot glue, and that sucker will just blend right in. I know this is like looking like crazy junk right now, but wait till we get this sucker done. It's going to be amazing. And like I said, there's a lot of steps to this. Okay, now for the back, I'm going to start putting in these fork tongs. I've just broken off plastic fork tongs, and I'm going to start punching them into the back. Okay. And I'm just going to make sure it's nice and secure with the hot glue gun. Okay, now I've got the first one. I'm going to use cardstock and kind of measure to where I want the second tong, and kind of do like a web, a dip, like a scallop. So it'll be kind of like a webbing on the back. Actually, is what I'm going for. Let's poke in there with the X-Acto. Put that in there with another tong in the back, and keep going along the back there, so we get a nice webbing effect. So it's just super easy, and it'll be really cool when we're done. So just finish that up, going down to the back of the creature, or the tail of the creature. All right, looking good. Make sure it's nice and secure. I'll do the final one at the tail or the butt. There we go, cool. So now I'll just glue that last bit, and that'll be on the head. So very cool, nice, looking great. Okay, now what I want to do is I kind of want to blend this in to the body. So I'm going to pull some hot glue up from the base. Not only will that secure it more, it'll also give it some nice texture, right? And texture is what's going to sell this thing. So looking good. Make sure you make it, don't glob it on too much. Oops, came a little loose there. Just let that glue back. So there we go. All nice. Look at that. Really nice kind of webbing texture there. All right, now I want to kind of blend the face in. So I'm going to go around with the hot glue, around the edges of all the pieces that we put on the face there. Just kind of blend that in. Blend it into the body. And that helps with the, the folded look we got around the eyes. Kind of adding some hot glue to the body here. All right, now we let that dry for a second, and we're going to do circles into the hot glue. So I'm just doing circles with the tip of the hot glue gun, and it's a bit hard to see now, but that'll be really cool when we paint it up. So add a little bit more blending into the body here. You really want that to be seamless. You want it to blend right in to the rest of the body. All right, cool. Remember, you don't want the trick of this is not too much. You don't want to cover up that face detail. I'm gonna add the bottom. Now I'm going to pull the glue gun across the bottom. And that gives a nice kind of belly look texture on here. Going to add some folds there in the folds around the eyes. And not only does it also give detail, it helps reinforce that clay, because the clay is not a super hard clay, but it's great to work with. Okay, now I've got some more fork tongs and my E6000 or goop you could use, and I'm just going to start gluing the tongs into the holes above the eyes, and that'll give that nice kind of look with the evil spines coming out of the eyes, around the eyes. Helps with the demonic look, I think. Okay, now I'm going to use some toilet paper and my white watered down white glue, and just roll them up. And this is how I'm going to make the tentacles for the face. So I'll just kind of roll it up, pinch it on each end, roll it up, and then I'm going to break it apart, and that'll give me the tentacles. Then I'll kind of put them in a nice, I'll bend them into a nice shape that I like. Very cool. All right, now I've done a larger one for the tongue, okay? And I want to glue this into the mouth. And I kind of flatten the end there on the tongue because I wanted to make it a little different from the other tentacles. Also, I'm going to add some glue over this, and that just reinforces it, but gives it a nice texture too. Kind of a nice smooth texture. Just pull the glue over it and reinforce it. So there we go. Okay, that's done. Now I'm going to do the same with the tentacles, and then I'll put those on the face. So now I just glue those to the holes on the face, and there we go. We got our nice tentacles and that nasty tongue coming out. So make sure it's nice and secured here. Very cool. All right. Looking great. Wow, look at the detail on that. So I picked up this cheap dinosaur. I think it was $1 or $2. And it's really going to save me some time because I'm going to chop the arms off. I like these really little dinky arms. I thought that'd be cool for the creature. And these feet will be perfect because I want it to be this bloated thing that can barely move, right? And that was kind of my idea for this. So I'm going to put these feet on the back, and they're so small. Yeah, it really looks like it could barely, locomote or whatever. And so I'll just glue those on with the glue gun. Cool. And I just cut these off the dinosaur with a big wire cutter. I'm going to do the tail too. Okay. So I'm just going to make sure you blend it into the body because you want to get a nice secure bond. If you just put a squirt of glue, it may not. But if you drag it up onto the piece a little bit, it'll get a nice secure glue bond. All right, cool. Now I'm going to add the arms. I love those little teeny dinky arms. I think it really adds to the effect of this critter. Yeah, because I'm just really going for this bloated creature that can't move. It's going to have more like psychic powers than actually like physical attack. So that's kind of the idea with it. So make sure that arm is nice and secure. Drag that glue down onto the arm so it won't come off. One little glob of glue may not hold it on. You want it to be totally secure. Now I'm going to do kind of a weird detail. I had these beads, and I was going to put kind of like ducts coming out of the side of this thing. They could be anything from like milk glands, which would be really bizarre but fun, to slime squirters or something like that. Whatever your fiendish imagination can come up with, that's what these can be. Make sure to watch part 2 where I show you how to finish this bad boy up. Hey Crafter, I hope you really enjoyed the video. If you did, give your DM Scotty a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And you can find me on Facebook. We got a great group on there, lots of projects. Also, if you like the vid, why not drop $1 in the tip jar? You can just click on the video and tip directly to DM Scotty. And if you want to participate further, you can join Patreon and get the Crafters Lair every month. It's a magazine I produce for my Patreon friends. And I want to say, last but not least, go forth and craft. Yeah. Have fun crafting, guys. You gotta be flipping kidding, Scotty. You want me to fight that? Well, let me tell you this. Hey, crafters, don't finish this thing so I don't have to fight it, okay? Deal? Yeah, right? Deal?